Welcome to the Tom Bernard Podcast with the family and
co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
And Alex Rasmussen.
Nope.
Ah,
Nope, she's not here yet.
she'll come in and interrupt everything in a minute.
Yep. Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. What's going on, Kristen Burt?
I can't believe I'm going to say this now, but we lost another celebrity,
Yep.
Ozzy Osbourne, yesterday.
Ozzy.
Yep.
Oh, isn't that?
Ozzy.
Yeah, he's been sick for a while. He had, from what I understand,
Parkinson's.
he had those blood clots after the COVID shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he hasn't been able to walk in a long time.
He has
Yeah.
Parkinson's.
Yep.
I just want to clarify. He has Parkinson's. He was diagnosed in 2003.
Oh,
And
he had
then had
oh.
a major accident in 2019 and then another in 2020 that he's been suffering in major pain between neck and back injuries. And we haven't been given his cause of death at all yet from the family, because there was also he and Sharon had kind of a suicide pact situation, and they had gone to Switzerland, and it's unknown if maybe he decided to end his life, because we just had his farewell concert 2 weeks ago. So I just want to clarify, no cause of death, and I don't.
Wasn't he in a wheelchair during the concert too?
He was. He sat in the chair the whole time. Yeah.
And he was what, 76, 74?
76.
76.
Yep.
In the last 5 years, he's been in very, very poor health, and had been in a lot of pain. His kids talked about it pretty frequently, and his daughter got engaged at that concert. So I think that they kind of knew that the end was near, whether it was a natural progression of the disease or anything, or if it was something else. But maybe we'll hear from the Osbournes.
My friend has Parkinson's, and she's got the really bad kind where you get the dementia piece really fast. And apparently, if you have Parkinson's without that, you can live a very, very long time, and Parkinson's won't necessarily kill you.
Right, you're right. He had it for over 20 years. I mean, he was diagnosed in 2003. My uncle who passed from Parkinson's, he had Lewy body dementia. And once he got diagnosed with that, it was a very fast downhill situation for him. It was really sad.
Yeah, it is really, and it is really fast. So that's probably not the kind he had if he had it for that long.
Right. It seems that like a lot of the pain came from his accidents. He had, I think, a motorcycle accident or a bike accident of some sort, and then also had a fall. And those happened 2019 and in 2020.
Yeah, how long ago was that show that he had?
Oh, yeah.
That was right around 2003, that show, and it really changed the face of reality shows.
Yeah, what was
on
it called
MTV.
again?
The Osbournes.
Yeah.
The Osbournes.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Remember, that was very popular.
It was, yeah.
Sharon! He was
Yeah.
always screaming.
Sure was.
So, Kristen, did you ever meet Ozzy?
No, I've only met Kelly and Jack.
Okay. I met Ozzy a few times, and I'll be Ozzy and you be you talking to Ozzy.
All right, so tell us about your new music, Ozzy.
Well, when,
Yeah.
he would say when about 50 times, beginning every sentence.
Did he have a stutter?
No, he didn't have a stutter. He had brain malfunction.
Yeah, a lot of
Probably
drugs.
years of
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. Nice guy.
substances.
Yeah,
He was a
just
very nice
thinking
guy.
back on, I mean, how many outrageous things he did. I mean, he bit the head off of a bat at a concert,
he did.
right? He did
Yep.
that.
Joe said we shouldn't focus on that. He says we should focus on the time he snorted a line of ants.
That's right, he did.
He did?
He snorted a line of ants.
Wow,
Yep,
he did a lot of outrageous stuff.
I would
He
have to
really
agree
did.
with you.
Well,
My God.
rest
Yeah,
in
so
peace.
just to clarify, in 2019, he fell and suffered a major neck injury that required surgery, and then he hurt his neck in a 2000 bike crash. So,
You know what's really,
2000 bike crash.
you know what's really
2000 bike crash.
A long
amazing?
time ago.
My first big market job was at 1500 KSTP, Hubbard, right here in the Twin Cities, right?
Yeah.
And it at first was on the AM station, then he moved it over to the FM eventually. But when I started there, so it's a couple of years ago, no question about it, every guy on that show, except for Chuck Knapp and me, is dead. All of them. Isn't that weird?
I don't know. Guys start dropping off in their late 60s. early 70s.
Well,
I feel like they drop off in their late
Yeah,
50s.
lately
It's
it's
really
been
kind of
in their
shocking. If you're
50s.
not taking care of your heart health
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Steve Hatley's dead. Smoking Joe Hager's dead. You got
Yeah.
Larry Carolla, I heard, is dead. I mean, they're all dead except for Chuck Knapp and me.
Yep.
So any minute now.
No, I've had like some of my friends who are about in their late 50s, so maybe about a decade older than me. It's interesting to see how quickly their health has declined, where they're
Yeah.
fine, and then the next year it's heart attacks and strokes. We've
Yep.
had that happen
I
with a
feel,
lot of our
yeah.
elder friends.
It is.
It's all true.
It is scary how fast it happens.
You know,
Yeah.
back when I worked at Capitol Records for that, what was that, like 10 years I worked for Capitol Records? Something like that.
Yeah, I think that sounds
Right in
right.
there. It was a great job and all the rest of it, but you would walk backstage to tell, because you wanted them to know that you were there supporting their show and all the rest of it. And the shape about 99% of them were in before they even went on stage, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy to tell that these guys were not going to live very long because they were all over it. I mean, my God. It was tough.
And then you have the Rolling Stones who
Yeah.
just keep taking on
Yep.
with all the substances that they've done.
Yeah, how?
really.
I mean, how are they?
Well, it's true.
I just don't get it.
And of course,
No,
unfortunately,
I mean, I
John
think
Lennon.
about my grandmother. My grandmother loved to smoke and drink up until the day she passed.
Yeah.
And she had some hard living on for fun. I mean, she was fun about it, but it's like I think if I did that, I would have dropped dead at 30 if I smoked
How old
and
was
drank the way
she?
she did. She was 80 when she died, and she
Wow.
died of scleroderma. She didn't die of
Oh, yeah.
smoking or cancer or anything else like that.
Well,
Jeez.
my mother was, 88 when she died?
Yeah,
Around that, yeah.
Smoked heavily. She was never a drinker.
She was never a big-
She
she would have a
never
drink, but
ever
that was
took
about
any
it.
exercise or ate a vegetable.
No.
But thrive, I think, on like
And somehow she lived to be 88 with lung
what
disease.
would kill most people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kristen,
she had COPD and she
I'm-
still lived that long.
I'm not exaggerating, but my fingers will be the smoke. Well, and my mother talked. She had just pulled on a big Pall Mall, and when she talked, it was like, "Yeah, so anyway, what time are you guys going to school? Because after school, the smoke would just pour out for like 2 minutes."
She always had a cigarette burning, and she
Always.
smoked while she ate.
Yeah, she did. She smoked while she ate dinner.
Yeah, she was
she had any taste
hardcore.
left.
But she gave it up after she was diagnosed with
Yeah, she did.
COPD.
Yeah, she did.
Tom, you didn't die of secondhand smoke.
I did not die of secondhand smoke, thank God.
That is
No,
shocking.
my father, he died at 60 though, but that wasn't from. He was a big smoker too, but
Oh, I remember
We
that.
have
that-
emphysema.
I remember that was an issue with your family going back from early days because at one time we would go to your sister's house and there must have been 7 smokers.
oh, at least 7. Yeah.
And never an open window.
Nope.
And it was
Yep.
always in the winter. And I remember there's just this blue haze
It's our
everywhere in the
house.
house. And I remember thinking, our kids are breathing this in. This is just terrible. And I'd say, could we open a window or something? And they'd all look at me like I was some sort of traitor to the cause. I was just like, man, just an open window, please.
As
It's
Elvis,
crazy how much it impacts your breathing too.
Oh,
like,
God,
yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, hot and smoky. Ugh.
that was all ghetto raised people right there. I mean, it just was. Not the in-laws, but my family. I mean, that's just how it was from the time I was born till, I mean,
Yeah, they were very insulted if you were like, could we just, yeah, not
a different
smoke so
deal.
much?
No question about
Yep,
it.
different deal.
So what's new on the entertainment scene, sister?
Well, I was just going to say, is with Ozzy, does that make it 3? Because we lost Connie Francis, Malcolm Jamal Warner,
Oh yeah, it does.
and Ozzy
yeah.
Osbourne. So, because they always say it goes in waves of 3. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like we started the week off with the Connie Francis thing, or ended the week. I'm not sure which,
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think
either,
it was
but yeah.
ended the week, I
but
think.
ended the week, maybe Friday, and then,
Connie Francis died July 16th, so yeah, that was a week ago.
okay,
week,
and
yeah.
then I feel like maybe that's the 3. I hope that's it.
Yeah, I hope it's it for a
Is
while.
Connie
anyway.
Francis the one that did I'm Sorry?
She was.
She did Pretty Little Baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in love.
She did do I'm Sorry?
I'm sorry
No.
I made you cry, yes.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
There you
So
go.
sorry.
So sorry.
Great song. It was a great song. Very emotional. Yeah, Connie Francis was a very emotional singer. I always loved that.
Wasn't she in all those little beach movies too? Was she
Beach
in those
movies.
beach movies?
Connie Francis. I think you're thinking of Connie Stevens.
Oh my! Oh, that's probably who I'm thinking of.
Exactly.
Connie Francis
Connie.
was in a few movies.
Okay.
She was?
Jamboree, Looking for Love, Where the Boys Are.
Where the
Where the
boys,
boys
are.
Oh my
Did she
God.
sing Where the Boys Are?
Yeah.
Is she the
there
one
you
who
go.
sang that?
Yeah, it's a great song.
That's a good
I
question.
think that's a beach movie, isn't it?
It is a beach movie.
See?
Yes, she did sing Where the Boys Are, so she
Oh,
sang
see?
it and she was in the movie,
There
apparently.
you go.
There you go.
Great singer.
That was a thing back then where singers would write a song and then they'd make a movie about the song,
Yeah.
or vice versa.
a
I don't
huge deal
because like
for a long
Elvis
time.
did that a bunch. He had
Yeah.
a bunch of like movies named after songs or vice versa.
Oh yeah, we
Annette
watched
and
that.
Frankie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we watched that documentary about when he was putting out those movies, and he was just like, I know it's garbage.
Who, Elvis?
Yeah, I know the songs are garbage, but
Yeah.
making so much money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when and back in those days, when you signed with a studio, you basically gave them your life for quite some time. You had like a really long contract, and you had to
Oh
produce.
yeah, you were
Yeah.
beholden to those contracts.
Okay, so I'm going to put you all to the test. Elvis Presley loved one of the movies he was in. And, it's not that he ever ran his movies into the ground or anything like that, but he said his favorite one was, and I was trying to think how to get around, because the name of the movie
Beach
was also
Blanket Bingo?
no, it was a big record too. The record made it to I think #1 in the nation.
Hound
Jailhouse.
Dog.
No, that was a good guess though.
Oh, huh.
But that was from Jailhouse Rock, wasn't it?
Jailhouse Rock.
yeah.
I think.
When I met a hound dog. What about, was it Blue Hawaii?
Oh God, I love that too. No, it was Flaming Star.
I don't know that song.
Is a
sing it.
flaming star. Oh, it was a great
Keep
song.
singing. I'm trying to remember the song.
Andy's looking it up.
I am.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were looking. You always look
It
up
usually
everything.
is,
Yeah.
but this time.
That's so sad that he died at 42.
Oh yeah.
Really? He was that?
He was only 42 when he
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 died.
looked
Nice
a lot
conversation,
older
like-
than 42.
Yeah, we, like,
I
did
know.
it.
He
Yeah.
was looking rough in that
Yes,
last
he was
couple of
42.
years.
Yeah,
He
he
was
did look
42.
really rough the last few
He looked
years.
rough. That was
Yeah.
really sad because
Die on a toilet.
Well, he was doing
was-
all those uppers and downers and
Yep.
drinking.
He
and,
was,
that-
yeah.
his body was reacting to it.
Flaming
It's
Star
just-
was a 1960 Western starring Elvis Presley.
There you go.
Western, okay.
It was a Western, yep. He was really good in it, I thought, too. But I will tell you one thing. With my mother, Toots being around, either you liked Elvis Presley or get the hell out of my house.
A lot of very old women were very into Elvis.
They were. it's
Elvis
true.
the pelvis.
Yes.
Well, when was he born?
was a big sex symbol.
1930, I
1776?
think. I think it was 1930.
1935.
1935? he
So
was
yeah,
born.
I mean, he was born almost 100 years ago. So
Don't say that. I'm only 16 years younger than him.
You're right.
listen to
Wow.
you.
90 years ago he was born.
That
That's-
puts it in
Yeah.
perspective.
yeah,
right
he was
there.
pre-World War II, right?
Yeah, oh God, yes.
Yeah, so-
35,
Yeah, but it makes you think like how early he died though, because technically
Yes.
he could be alive at 90
He
if
could.
he had
Yeah.
It could be.
It
Yeah.
would be.
As long as he did the right concoction of drugs, apparently.
Thinking about all those old beach movies, remember all the surf scenes? We thought they were so cool and they look so fake.
Well, yeah, because they were superimposed on the screen.
Yeah, I like.
So they're talking on their surfboards.
I like watching those like 40s, 50s movies where they didn't even have chroma keying yet. So they would just have actors like standing in front of a big projection screen.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
it just looks so bad. Oh, speaking
It's so
of,
funny though.
I know, it is funny.
there's a
There's a certain charm
screenshot
to
from
it,
the
though.
original Star Trek. They made like an alien.
The television show?
Yes, Star Trek: The Original Series. I
Oh,
want
you're
to
looking.
see
You're gonna put it on the screen for us?
if I can find it because it's very like, how did anyone like this show kind of thing.
I know. I
yeah, here
remember
we
that.
go.
I remember it.
I will download.
It's the monster,
this.
isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of monsters.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
But at the time, you have to remember that was like the tech, that was
Yeah.
high tech for what it was. So it was
This
so
was
cool.
not high tech. here. Let's see.
Here we go.
Downloads right here. It's Sulu holding a terrifying space monster.
It's a dog
It is
with
literally
a horn.
a dog with like a little horn.
That's a horrifying monster.
Yeah, it's like a little
He's
terrier.
so cute. I just want to take him home.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's an
Little
entire
puppy.
episode about this dog just like they're treating it as like it's an alien because we were expected to believe that, yeah, this is totally an alien. Here's
I want to
Here's
get
a-
one of those costumes for May. for
an even
Halloween.
better picture of
Pull
it.
it off.
Oh, torture.
Oh my
He's
god.
like a unicorn.
No, it's the lamest thing.
The
in
dog
the
is like, get
world."
this horn off my head.
He's like, it is so hot.
Oh yeah, it's in like a fur coat
Yeah,
on
it's
top
sort
of
of a
already
fuzzy
having a
outfit,
fur
poor
coat.
thing.
If people out there listening don't want to watch the YouTube video, just Google Star Trek Original Series Dog Alien. You will find
Dog
it.
alien.
Yep. And it's the fakest thing. And that was like, people were just like, yep, this is good television.
Well, I got to be honest with you. It was on every day at 4:00, and every day you'd come home from school and sit down and watch Star Trek.
Well, that was another interesting thing about when watching that movie, Alfred Hitchcock's movie. It was when all of that, the shower scene, which it still stays with me today. It's like I don't want anybody walking in when I'm taking a shower.
Oh, God,
I just,
no, yeah.
I
I
still
understand that.
still think about that. How there was absolutely no nudity in it. That they had cut everything. It just was all the suggestion.
Yep.
And the way they filmed it and cut it was really quite brilliant, with the
Yeah.
sounds and everything. It really wasn't. You never saw her actually being
No.
stabbed. Oh, we just saw something. What was it about? You can't really drink a beer on a beer commercial. They are not
yeah,
allowed to
yeah.
drink
Well, you
beer.
have to shoot. You have to do like 80 takes.
many.
So
You'd
even
be-
if you
you'd
take
be toast.
one sip per take, you're gonna be drunk as hell by the end of the shoot.
well,
It's
is
the
that
same thing with eating. There's a spit
Yep.
bucket. You just spit it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But are they allowed? Would they be allowed to drink a beer, or is it just
Theoretically, I
because of that?
suppose, but it's not a good idea.
Yeah. They wouldn't. They probably wouldn't allow it on set via SAG rules. I'm going to
Yeah.
guess.
Okay, 'cause
But,
there-
Yeah.
Because there was a commercial about there were two actors, fairly well-known actors, and they're like, ha
Yeah,
ha, with the
yep,
beer. You
yep.
know, you're not allowed to drink a beer on a beer commercial. So then, as they were cutting out of the commercial, they were taking a swig.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty smart commercial.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
yeah,
that.
you just get after doing like a food commercial, you just get really sick by the end of the day. Even
Oh,
though
I
you're
suppose,
spitting it
yeah.
out, it's just like the
Yeah.
constant
Yeah.
taste of.
If I was chewing up a bunch of food and then spitting it out 30 times in a row, I'd probably lose my appetite too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That
It's
sounds
gross.
very gross.
Possibility.
It is like chewed up hamburger. Like
Yeah,
ugh.
no, thank
A
you.
chewed up McDonald's burger is gross.
Yeah. that
I
sounds
always loved
disgusting.
when they're eating on a sitcom or something, and they're just sitting there with the fork.
Yeah, just like
And
Just
prodding
sitting
it.
there
Stuff
poking,
around,
poking,
yeah.
poking.
Yep.
Because it's cold too. That's the other thing. They can't keep
Yeah.
it warm. It's just
Yeah.
Oh
They
God.
have to be very tricky to make it look
Yeah,
realistic.
a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'd love to be in a TV show or movie," and it's like, it's not like you're just shooting through the movie. You're doing every single line 10, 15 times, and you have to do it convincingly every time. And eventually, it really does wear thin.
I can imagine.
Yep.
well, yeah. And you have a 100-page script, and you honestly shoot maybe half a page a day. So it's
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
it's so tedious. You spend a lot of time in your trailer. It's a lot of downtime. I don't think people realize it. It's not glamorous.
That's one of those things I wonder about teachers who are like enthusiastic. It's like you run through the same lesson over and over and over again. You've probably taught this lesson 50 times. How do you not just like, I don't know, turn into a
Well,
zombie?
the class changes every year. So it's going to actually
Yeah.
depend. This is my thought. It's going to depend on the class that you are teaching and the makeup of the students. Because sometimes if you're in a bad class in school, it's just bad class and nobody's having fun, including the teacher. But if you've got great chemistry with all the students,
suppose, yeah.
it's super fun.
I go to yoga class a couple times a week, and this woman is the most zen. She really works on her breathing. She's almost like a little bit not
too much?
active enough
Yeah.
for me. I'm like, let's do more poses and not talk about all of this so much. But yesterday she's like, well, we're halfway through summer, which means I have to go
Oh,
back to my
Something's wrong with your mic.
I have to go back to my teaching job.
There we go.
My yucky high schoolers.
Wow.
I was like, not Zen.
Not Zen at all. She needs to put a Zen on teaching.
I know, and her little prayer thing in the beginning was how your thoughts determine your the life around you, and I'm like, you better
Makes
heed
you
your own
think.
words.
But teaching is so tough these days.
I can't
Ugh,
even imagine.
I can't imagine.
Especially high
My
schoolers.
aunt was a teacher for 35 years, and she just said the job that she walked into in her 20s and the job that she walked out of in her 60s was just so different and so miserable. And not because of the students. It was honestly the administration and all the rules that had changed. And,
Yeah, that's why
and she's
most
like, it's all
people
about
quit.
testing. It's not about teaching.
Yep, that's why most people quit teaching is because of the administration
Yep.
rules and stuff.
You just
Really
reminded me of-
sad.
Because
That
they're
is
like, you
sad.
can't do your job like the way that you want to be able to do it.
Right. And I think of all the great teachers that I had growing up and who made an impact on my education and my career, and the fact that they can't teach the same way is a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
You just made me think of one of my favorite moments at St. Anne's. I was in, I think, 7th or 8th grade, went out for the basketball team, and I was the backup to Jim Brown, who, by the way, in 7th grade was 6'2". So that's a big kid. God, Jim's a great guy, no question about it. So when he, needed a rest or whatever, I would go in as the center because I was the second biggest guy on the team, and I would literally hang on the other guys, making them really tired. So when Jim Brown would come back in, he just dominated because I was hanging all over these guys, and not a lot of gentleness on the whole deal. But at the end of the year, St. Anne's won the Twin Cities Championship for Catholic schools. So the Archbishop came in to the auditorium, the gym there at St. Anne's. I don't even think that school's open anymore. Somebody told me St. Anne's isn't even open anymore.
I think Andy looked it up,
Did you look it up, Andy?
and it's a Hmong school or something now.
Something like that.
Yeah.
St. Anne's on 26th and Penn.
Um,
Well, 26th and Queen, actually.
no, it's St. Anne Roman Catholic School. It's still a
must be
thing,
a
assuming
different
this is
one.
the correct St. Anne. That's the thing about Catholic anything, is there's like 5 names that they all share.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything is either St. Anne, St. Joseph, St. Jesus,
Saint
whatever.
Vincent.
St. Jesus, yes,
They
exactly.
don't hunt you down for donations?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, that went on for quite some time.
Yeah, because I was like, if you went to any type of private or parochial school, they hunt you down every year for donations.
So the Archbishop is there, all the priests are there, everybody's in the gym, and Mr. Ebert was the 8th grade teacher and the coach of the basketball team, the baseball team, all the teams. So he's going down the list. Bob Tyson, great job, best guard in the entire grouping of guards in this league. I tell you, we're very, very lucky to have you. Thank God that you're with us and all the rest of it. Jim Brown, of course, by far the best center in the entire league. Another great year. Tom Bernard, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He said that right in front of the Archbishop. It's like, because my whole job was to be a thug. That's what I was there for. I don't even think I ever shot the basketball once. I just made everybody else tired. I don't know, you should swear at that, though.
Yeah, that's a little much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm deeply hurt. What do you think?
I like it.
The wounds are deep.
Yes, the wound's so deep, there's no question about it. But looking at the Archbishop after he went, Jesus Christ, the Archbishop was not too happy that he did that, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I imagine, especially back in the day, like now they probably wouldn't flinch, but
They probably wouldn't care back
Yeah.
But now you're absolutely right. So I don't know. Things worked out beautifully. That's all I know. I still do. Did you grow up in one specific area, Kristen?
yes, I grew up in the North Shore of Massachusetts.
There you go. Okay, so I still, once in a while, when we're in Minnesota, about once a week, I'll drive through my old neighborhood just to remind me of where I came from. I think it's really good for me to go back and see where I came from. And most of the houses I lived in. There was a news report that just came up on, I don't even know where. I think it was on YouTube from back in the day when we lived there, and Frank Vassalero walked me through all the neighborhood stuff and all the rest of it. And he looks at the camera and he goes, now, I should warn you that we cannot walk past many of the houses. It's not just because some no longer are there, but there were 43 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in
take a
43
while.
different houses by the time I went to 12th
Wow.
grade. Jesus, could you
It's a
imagine?
lot.
43 houses.
A lot of upheaval too when you're a little kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. But it's strength. It gave me strength. That's all I know. Nobody's believing that.
It did. It definitely.
It builds character.
Yeah, it
That's
builds
what we
character.
say.
That's what it does.
So what else is happening, Kristen Burt?
Well, the buzz at the movie theater is Naked Gun. They're hoping that it's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
break the comedy curse. It's getting great reviews.
Is it? That's surprising.
Who's in it?
Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson.
Oh God.
Oh,
And reportedly, they've got great chemistry. And people are very excited. It is a nice, short, 85 minutes. So,
Ooh.
like, breezy. I know, Tom's like, oh. And it supposedly sort of recaptures the magic of that particular franchise.
so Pamela Anderson, the old Baywatch actress,
Yeah.
Right.
who is
just
all
made a big
over
comeback.
the place because everybody is so upset that she's not wearing makeup anymore and doesn't have hair extensions.
She just did The Last Showgirl and was nominated for a Golden Globe. So
Oh.
this was her big comeback. If you didn't
Okay.
see Last Showgirl last year, it was really good.
I didn't.
Yeah, she a great dramatic role for her. Kind
Oh.
of, you just realize, yeah.
I did not know
did
she could act. I thought she was just a
She can
bimbo
definitely
babe.
act.
Okay.
Wow,
I
Buster
think-
Rhymes is in this movie.
Buster Rhymes?
Yep.
Sure.
They're really bringing back the 90s, apparently.
But that's exactly what it should be because it's Naked Gun. You're supposed
Yeah.
to bring back these like random. There's OJ references in there, and
Wow.
Nice and
it does
timely.
not shy away from that whatsoever.
Oh.
And but the one thing about Pamela Anderson is really she has a great documentary too on Netflix that just really talked about how she was dismissed because of the sex tape, of course, that was hers
Oh,
and Tommy
yeah,
Lee's, and then
I
it
forgot
got
about that.
stolen. That narrative, like they didn't release it. They had no
Right,
choice,
right.
because someone stole it from them. And then how that bombshell type of image followed her, and she couldn't break it. And so,
No.
just by not wearing makeup, it actually helped change the trajectory of her career.
I know it's interesting because there's there just was a photo posted of her in a very beautiful gown, and I don't know if she had any makeup on, and how divided people are about it because so many people want her to be that bimbo-y blonde bombshell again,
Yep.
and a lot of people are like, hey, she's 58 years old, she still is a beautiful woman, just let her be. I mean,
Yeah, at some
leave her
point you
alone
have
already.
to shed the bombshell
Well,
aesthetic.
yeah.
Because it's just like,
Well,
The
look at the
bombshell has
women
the
that
shelf
try
life.
to hold on to it for too long.
Yeah,
It's like
it gets sad.
It is. It just gets sad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like those like giant muscle men who are like in their 70s now and they're still like, it's like
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like he still, is probably stronger than most people, but
Yeah, he's still fit.
he's also,
But
He's
he was
not
never.
intimidating
The problem
anymore, I
is
guess.
when you're like the hunk, when you're like the daytime hunk, or
Yeah.
that like
Oh, yeah.
flash in the pan, have that career in your 20s where you're super hot.
Yep.
If you can't evolve past that, and it happened in the 90s with all the Playboy models becoming
Oh,
very
yeah.
famous too. If you can't evolve past that, your career goes nowhere. Where Arnold's has had many different lives because he's been a bodybuilder, and he's been a governor, and he's been an actor.
That's true.
Back
true.
to acting, and he's very, very smart too. So I think that he was always going to do fine. But if you don't have the foresight to see where your career is going, and you don't have a team to help you with that, it's
Thanks
a
for
mess.
stopping.
I'm also
Bye.
the kind of person who gets very sick of seeing the same celebrity over and over and over.
They do have a tendency to
Yeah.
overdo.
Which I
when
feel
somebody
like
gets
is
popular.
worse now than it's been in probably 20 years. Because there was a period like I feel like in the 90s, it was pretty bad. You had like a handful of celebrities who were in everything. Jim Carrey is a great example. Wasn't he in like 3 Oscar-winning movies in 1 year or something like that? Like he was just in so many movies. And like, I like Jim Carrey. I still like Jim Carrey. But the 90s was pretty bad about like getting fixated on celebrities.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it again. And every single movie has the same handful of celebrities in
Oh,
them. And it's just
that's-
like, it makes me not want to see anything.
Well, that's because if they're profitable, then they just want a carbon copy of it.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Yeah.
Jack Black. I could never see another Jack Black movie again in my life.
He's lower key. I would say it's Glenn Powell because I find him very dull, and he's everywhere. And Sydney Sweeney, she's another one who's like, okay, not that interesting, but she's everywhere. But those are the people who are making money for the studios, and
Yep.
Right.
at the rate where we are in the economy and where we are in Hollywood, they have to go with a sure thing.
Kristen, who was in the original Naked Gun?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen, there
God,
you
he
And
go.
was
Priscilla
so-
Presley did it too. Remember
Yep.
Priscilla
Oh,
Presley was
that's
in there.
I
right.
love Leslie
And
Nielsen.
Liam Neeson plays Leslie Nielsen's son
Oh.
as
Wonderful.
a character wise. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it's a really nice
Wait a minute.
continuous
How old
storyline
is...
with this.
Because Liam Neeson isn't exactly young. Leslie Nielsen was born in 1926.
Is he
Liam
still
Neeson was born in
alive?
52, so okay, I guess
That's
that
believable.
26-year
And
gap, yeah, that makes sense.
It's Hollywood. They're not going to.
That's true too.
They're not
but-
going to buy into your like. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's
Especially for
like
Naked Gun.
it's, as long as this isn't a situation where like two people of the same age are playing like a daughter-mother duo.
So Naked Gun was released in the 90s, you said?
Well, the
Early 90s?
third one was in the
80s.
90s.
80s.
The 80s.
That's
Let's
amazing
see.
that they have to reach that far back to
You know, you made me
Oh, they're reaching.
do a
you made me
redo.
sad again.
Why?
Because Leslie Nielsen used to come into the show all the time. He loved the KQ Morning Show. Oh, here's trouble.
He's been gone a while.
Oh,
Naked
well, he'd
Gun
be
was
101
88.
right now. So.
Naked Gun 2 was 91 and then 94. So
Yeah, there you go.
So but
Late
so this
80s
is
and
technically
He set
Naked
you
Gun.
up.
So is this chronologically Naked Gun 4 then?
They're calling it the Naked Gun.
Yeah, but
so yeah,
like-
technically,
Oh, yeah.
because it's a continuation of the universe.
So it's an actual like proper sequel to the third one. Just
Yeah.
way later. Okay.
And you'll recognize characters. There are ties to who OJ played. His son is in it. So you're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so if you've watched at least if you've watched the first one, you're going to have a lot of callbacks and a lot of fun inside jokes.
God, now I'm sad. Leslie Nielsen be 101 years old if you were still alive.
I cannot believe he was that.
I
old.
can't either. Thinking about
How
it.
old was he when he did the first Naked Gun that came out in '88? Because I feel like when I watched that, he felt like he was 100 to me. at
He
that
would
point.
have been 62 in
62.
1988.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was up there.
Great guy though.
62 looks so different in 2025
Yeah,
than it
yep.
did even
Well,
in
there is that.
88.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful guy. Did you ever deal with him at all, Kristen?
No, because he was. I didn't work in Hollywood until the 2000s. So
Well, it's close. You'd have been 75, I guess, or something. But no, he's just
No,
a
he would
really
have
nice
been-
man.
Well, in
Would've been in his
2000, he
80s.
would have been 75.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there you go.
So there you have it. All right,
Yeah.
Kristen Bird has 800 other jobs she has to do, but we'll have you back tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be back tomorrow morning. See you guys all later.
All right, my dear. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com and learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll take a break. Be right back. Special guest in studio, but I'm not telling you who it is yet. We'll be right back.
Camera's up here.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let me tell you about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. When it comes to banking, it's all about trust, and that's what you get with them. They've been around since 1998. They've always made it clear they're here to give you a better banking experience with a focus on the local community, and you won't be dealing with some AI chatbot. You'll get straight answers and quick decisions from real people that know you and your situation and are always ready to help. So if you're tired of the big national banks, want something better, stop by and see my friends at North American Banking Company. Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I said, sisters, if you only knew, you would wish you were in my shoes. Keep on using me until you use me up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And there, in a suit and a tie, the mayor of Kingdoms far and wide.
Yes, that's right.
Are you the
Kingdoms.
mayor of the universe now?
Center of the universe.
The center of the universe.
don't
Oh,
think
pardon
his-
me.
I don't think his transmitter is on.
Oh, my transmitter's not on.
It isn't?
There we go. How's that?
It was on before.
Much better.
Oh, I thought I had it on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Way to go. What are you
Yes,
gonna
center
do?
of the universe. Thanks for having me.
Center of the universe. No question. What's going on, Jimmy?
You guys look great.
Well,
do you
thank
mean?
you.
You do. You look great.
We're very healthy.
I like that for your age,
Yes.
usually.
I never. Is that what
For
you're
your
supposed
age,
to? I don't even
that's what
know
I
your
hear.
age, but you look great.
Yeah,
I do know your age. You're over 70 because I threw you a 70s party
You did.
with the
Oh,
record
yeah.
player cake.
You absolutely did. That was wonderful, by the way. It was a great night.
Yeah.
Sitting around your house, listening to music, schmoozing.
Yeah. It's good,
I was-
good company, good people.
Absolutely, no question about it. No doubt about that. But things have been going. So, are you? When are you going to be the governor?
I can't
Why
because
not?
I'm on line for the lieutenant governor.
Oh, you are lieutenant
Yeah.
governor.
Nobody ever shoots number 2. They always go for number 1.
That's a good point.
Right? You get a car. You get to give speeches. I mean, that's.
Oh, who would you be running with?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm on a list if anybody's looking. That I would be on the list.
Is
Put
there
me-
an official list?
I don't know how it works. I don't know. They don't. You know what I mean? They just pick people. I think. I don't know that they. That
Probably
people
who raises the most money for the
rally
party.
for it
right?
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
likely.
No. That's not of interest to me.
No.
No, it isn't. And I think there's a lot of
Oh, that would be a
lot of
horrible
stuff going
job.
on at the state as well that doesn't interest me at all. I
Yeah.
think we're very effective in South St. Paul. We
Yeah,
we
you
have
are.
fun, and I think although we have challenges like everybody, it's a little different because we can see how we can get things done. I mean, it's effective because progress is happening.
Right.
It doesn't get gridlock, and we're not
In
fighting.
In
And
what way? What's progressing down there?
oh, new roads.
Oh, good.
We got one of our main streets. We've got a $1 million grant from Safe Routes to School for our Marie Avenue, which was kind of a quasi-business district, but runs right in by our central square, by our schools.
Okay.
And so all new curb and gutter and new water and sewer and
nice.
then bike lane.
That's a big
as well
project.
as an extended sidewalk. So it's going to look really nice and it's
Safer
modernized.
for people to go to school.
Safer. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Okay.
You know, the bike path craze,
Yeah.
I think we've got a good grasp and understanding of that in our community. It's not we add them where it makes the most sense, and Safe Routes to School is one
Yep.
of them. But we
Sure.
also try not to impede them to take money from a grant when it doesn't really make sense for
Oh.
either the topographical areas, going up a hill, or there's
Yeah, I feel like
when you can walk a block and get on a bike path
yeah.
or ride a bike a block, you don't need more bike paths, right? When
yeah.
you have
Yeah.
one that connects to everything.
Right. I feel like Betsy Hodges was in some sort of contest to lay the most bike path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was almost like a contest with another state.
That was a thing for a while.
We
It was
had
just
more
like bike paths,
miles,
more
and so
bike
we
paths.
got
Yeah.
more
Yep.
miles,
Right.
and it was just like, oh my God.
They were doing
She's
that
listening.
everywhere.
The benefits of that, of bike paths, have been throughout that is, drifting into other communities, is people's ability to go out and do that. And then electric bikes have just raised that up. Three-wheel electric bikes. The barrier of entry now for riding a bike and not getting tired or not getting
Yeah.
getting back is gone. So more people are
Right.
out there exploring, and the bike paths have moved off roads onto their own trails, which again is helpful and getting people out and active and having fun, and not necessarily in the roads where
What is
cars should be.
What is the actual law? I would like to know that because there is a we live in Wayzata.
There's a miles per hour you can. Dave actually. Oh wait,
There's a
he's at lunch, so
gang.
never mind.
If you will,
Yeah.
of electric bike riders, and they almost look like motorcycles,
Yeah,
but they're an
yep.
electric bike.
Yep.
And they're on the sidewalks.
Dave.
And they don't say on your left or passing. They just whiz right by people with walkers
They
and
do,
in
yeah.
wheelchairs.
Ooh, that's
They're
not good.
They're really kind of obnoxious.
Now, Dave, if you're listening,
I
text
feel-
me. Tell me what the miles per, like maximum miles per
I
hour
feel
you
like
can
they
go on a
should be on the
sidewalk.
road. Shouldn't they be on the road, not on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are either.
I mean,
on
they
that.
really should be.
But the electric bikes have all changed, and the market with those little motorcycle-looking
Yeah,
ones.
some
but-
of them can go 25, 30 miles an hour.
Well, that's the thing. That's
Yeah.
definitely not legal. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
30
even on-
miles an hour on a sidewalk.
Even
there's
on
no
a
way.
lot of bike paths, the speed limit is 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
So-
basically a good bike ride.
Yeah.
That's a good, yeah, that's
Yeah,
going,
if you can,
yeah.
if you can pedal and.
Yeah, because they're not safe to go faster because of the curves and there's
I see
always.
people were doing that in those scooters with no helmets, and I think
Yeah.
I feel so.
Yep.
I cringe.
I know.
Yep.
You know,
I-
because
I just feel like there almost is going to need to be a, something where electric bikes are on this side or something. And just
more bike lanes.
Can't go on that
More
side or
bike
something.
more
I
bike
don't know.
lanes, electric only.
I
There you-
wonder
yeah.
if you're like a really, really fast sprinter, like a world-class sprinter,
Yeah.
and you go on a 15-mile-an-hour path and you sprint at 20 miles an hour, is that technically illegal?
I don't know.
I don't think you're not on anything.
Has anyone ever gotten a ticket for sprinting too quickly?
Probably not, because it's
You're
so
right.
fast. By the time the cops got it, well, you'd
Running
be
too
over it.
fast.
Ask the Google.
Ask Google.
You could
Yeah.
ask Google.
But
Are you guys bikers? Do you bike?
Yeah. Well, we used to bike a lot more than we do now. But
You have them.
friends.
We
They're
have
there.
loads of bike paths near us.
Right.
And I don't know why we really just haven't gotten into it again.
Well, we're moving. That might have something to do with it.
Yeah, there's time. Time and things. We had Rambo bikes. They're electric. They're big. They're
Okay.
heavy duty. Drive them in the woods. You can pull deer out.
Oh, that's
and my
nice.
son got a hold of them
A
as a
Rambo
youngster,
bike.
which now I guess is illegal. You kids can't be on those electric bikes.
Oh, is that right?
Or they're under 16,
Oh.
right? So
Oh,
they're
okay.
not supposed to be on
Would
these
hope not.
scooters and.
Oh, they're not.
No.
Okay. Well, these kids are
But
definitely
I didn't know.
under 16.
We didn't know that. But that was, if I had a bike like that when I was 12 years old.
Oh, they never would have seen me again.
Oh my goodness, we would have gone more miles than we did already,
Yeah.
and be able to come back. But he
Yeah.
went fishing and rode that thing down the trails, to the river and
Yeah.
into Inver Grove Heights, into West St. Paul
I
to
lived
go
on
fishing.
my bike when I was a kid. Yep.
But the electric gave him the, ability to go farther and check out these other lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then now he's 16 and he's driving a car. The bike is sat and
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just sits there now.
sits there now. Maybe we'll
No
get it out,
question.
but.
It looks like no, you cannot be ticketed for running too quickly. Even if you are the
Great
Flash.
research. Gosh, this is
think
what I
so.
like
Good to
about
know.
the family show.
This is good to
Great
know.
research
It's-
by
yes.
Andy. yes.
Specifically a vehicle speed limit. So bikes are vehicles, cars, anything that you ride. I think even skateboards technically are vehicles, but running, you're good.
No. Well, pedestrians always, always, always have the right of way. So anybody that's just, riding their bike on a sidewalk, they're supposed to yield to pedestrians.
I mean, if you're like jaywalking or crossing against a light or something like that, I don't think you have the right of way,
You
but
always have the right of way because any bike, any vehicle can kill you. Or
I mean-
cause a lot of harm.
Yeah.
As a
just because
pedestrian,
you're
you really
vulnerable
can't
doesn't
do
mean you're
much
allowed to do
any-
stupid things.
I don't know anything about those laws.
I'm pretty sure that that's the way it is.
Is
I
that-
would imagine.
Not a lawyer.
It only
Can you
makes
stop
sense.
should ask a
doing
lawyer.
that?
I could ask you a
You're
question.
making
Ask
your
me.
mic
Let me go
loud.
first. Let me answer yes.
Well, I don't know if you're going to answer yes to this one. Well, now you probably are.
There we
As a
go.
matter of
Much
fact.
better.
You're in politics. I've been for how long?
This is my 9th year
Your 9th year.
of being a mayor.
Has it ever been any worse politically in America? People have lost their minds.
And it doesn't help that the current elected of all parties and all sides
Mm-hmm.
continue to use Twitter, Truth Social, whatever platforms to bash the other people.
Yep.
And continue the constant rhetoric or whatever it is that it just and I respect some of these people. Like I voted for people, right, that are our leaders right now, and I look at them and I say, what do you have this great opportunity to not do what you're saying the other people are doing, and is causing problems, but yet in a different way it's to make your point, but it's also at the end it's a bash against the other. So there's no desire to come together. There's
But
no.
why?
Well,
I don't know.
I really truly do believe that I think the state of Minnesota has been involved in a lot of corruption. It's been
Really?
noticed.
$1
It's very
billion
noticed. It's not a secret. It's out there.
$1 billion
Whether they
now,
want
they're
to
saying.
acknowledge it or not, which they don't seem to want to talk about, but
Nobody
it's
does.
happened. I really do think it's a matter of if I'm bashing you, then no one's looking at me. I really think that's where we're at right now.
That could be. I mean, you could
really-
be onto that. That's a telltale when you always look back on
Right.
history and you see what people do, and you look back at 2008 and 6, 7, 8 from those times and what happened then, and now you're looking at it now and
Yep.
you're going,
Yep.
yeah, that's interesting that they were saying it and calling that, and
Right.
then in the
But
reality,
they're
it's-
actually doing it.
or
Yeah.
somebody within that circle or
Right.
their party. And then, of course, this tragic assassination
I know,
that's
absolutely
happened.
ridiculous.
Do you
Terrible.
think you would run for office? Do you think you would run for office? It's a rhetorical question, but that's the mindset of all of the other folks out there that are going, wait a minute,
Yep.
I would, but I've got little kids, or I don't want to subject myself to that. And that's one of the number one questions I get is how do you do it? Go out there
Yeah.
and deal with all the that. We don't, again, city mayors, we have a little bit of that, and there's you can hold the couple in your hands that that's what they're doing, is just trying to cause division because they want into the party.
Oh.
They want into the fun.
Right.
And they think that we're, they want to cast dispersions, right? But
Sure.
it's not a lot like you get on the national or on a Pioneer Press article.
Yeah.
Have you read some of these comments?
No.
I've always said that was the downfall of reporters, is when the newspaper and the TV stations allow comments to their stories.
Yeah, yep.
Because now you're getting all these armchair journalists saying things
yeah.
and giving you context or saying things that then they leave up there, they don't take down, that aren't true, they're half-truths, there's somebody else that's just making something up, and now that's part of the story. That's now the news, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
today's deal, how many do you have on your phone that pop up? All these media or digital creators, or
Yep.
that now have some kind of authority on saying something.
Right.
And people, listen to it and read it, and oh my gosh,
Yep.
that's true.
They sure do.
Well, some of it is. That's the other part of
Yeah.
it. Some of it is.
Some's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and by and large, it's not positive and helpful.
No.
It's casting
No.
things, pointing fingers.
Right.
He was on her side. They were on that side. That guy was a plant by that guy. It's like, what are you?
Right.
People were just murdered, and
I
you
know.
were trying to figure out what happened here. This, I always joke about Columbo. I mean, this isn't an episode of Columbo. This stuff doesn't get it done
love
in 40
Columbo.
minutes, right?
Right.
There isn't just one more question and I
Right.
got cracked the
Right.
whole thing open. Some of the stuff takes a whole lot of time, and when people start to jump in on it,
Yeah.
it really taints the.
Yeah, that whole thing. I mean,
Data.
did anything come? He had the guy that killed. We're talking about Hortman. right?
Hortman, right?
The guy that killed her. He had this big letter about how Walls paid him to take
just
out
delusional.
Amy Klobuchar.
Delusional.
God.
Why
Right?
wasn't this,
That's mental illness. If we
Yeah,
all
it
can
is.
agree on that.
why
There's a
wasn't
lot
this
of that
guy
now.
on the radar? It seemed like he was really living a crazy life with being in this halfway house and
Yeah.
a family out and wherever it
Yeah.
was, and what the
Yeah,
heck?
definitely. Probably from what's been reported, living a double life or a
Yeah.
confused life, desperately seeking some kind of attention. I don't know how he thought he was going to pull off any of the stuff
And
that he
was
did
a
past.
reverend or something.
Yeah.
He wanted to be, or a what, man?
Yeah.
And more people now look at that guy and say, wow, that guy actually almost pulled it off. Here's what I would do different in their mental state. Then they start to figure out
yeah.
how and what. And I mean, so that's what we're dealing with, right? In America
Yeah.
and in the infighting.
Yep.
There doesn't seem to be, even by our electeds, that they want to. They talk about the bipartisan work and reaching across the aisle, but
Right.
I don't. And all the new candidates that are coming up, they're talking about it. They're promoting themselves for that. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's not. It's last cycle was not a fun cycle for me.
No.
For our city, it wasn't. And I don't know if I talked to you about this at one time, but a school board member in our city had $15,000 from unions and PACs that he spent on a campaign for a school board member to be on our school board, and so not a individual person, but the job itself pays a stipend of like $3,500 or something.
Yeah.
So somebody paid $15,000
For a seat.
for a seat. And I
Yeah,
think, how is that
yeah.
sustainable with any community where Mrs. Johnson, who was a school teacher who now wants to give back because she loves the community and wants to be
Right.
a school board member and have some knowledge of it, how can
Right.
she compete with that?
Can't.
Right? And then how does it, even just anybody who, a business person, my kid's in it, I'm seeing where they're going, you know, the reasons people run for school boards, you know, that's all been eroded as well. And the screaming and the demanding that they have their 3 minutes in front to berate people and talk about them in a way that's not helpful to the school board and not helpful to the, you know, the kids, right? And that then gets publicized, and they spend half their meeting allowing public comment to be that,
Oh.
you know, and so stuff doesn't get done, and then you wonder why they try to do stuff behind closed doors. You know, they don't want to. They want to get the business done that they need to get done, but they're subject to the ridicule of
Well,
whatever.
you gotta wonder why somebody wants to buy a seat on a school board.
Yeah,
I mean, who's funding this? Why?
PACs and unions.
Yeah, but what's the point?
Because
of
they
it?
ask. See,
Oh.
that's the thing about you know. Again, in the political thing here, if there was a way to do it like Europe, where you had a month and you don't raise any
Yeah.
money, they give you the money and you earn that, you earn the right to have the next speech by how you get the people around you active in that, right?
Okay.
So it's a short amount of time. It's not driven by money. So the most guy doesn't win. It doesn't get the most exposure. Everybody gets the same amount of exposure, and you win those on your merits, on your discussions, on
That'd
your.
be nice on judges too, if that was merit would be
Right.
amazing, rather than money coming in from other states to appoint judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
That's
broken part of
evil.
our system that,
Yeah.
again, in my world, in the mayor's thing, it's the same thing. I spent $15,000 to get a $12,000 job, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for 8 years. Mm-hmm. Well, that's because people are out there saying and, you know, want to get in on the fun and causing and saying things that aren't true, you know, and trying to erode the trust of people in a time that's, you know, it's not helpful. I mean, talk about what's missing or talk about what's needs to be done or what you can do. Don't just say these people are bad.
Right.
You know, look what they're doing. You know, what are the solutions? What are the, you know, things that you're doing? And we're doing stuff. So as a mayor, again, we're effective. Our council is effective, and our city staff appreciates that. They love the support. They know we've got their back, and we're not gonna, you know, throw them under the bus. They work hard. They work harder because they know that we're there. They're not looking for other jobs because they want to stay there and they get paid well. And while maybe not something you earn in Wayzata or, you know, some other town that has more industry or affluence or whatever to pay people more, they like it because of the culture and the stuff they're doing, and they're making a difference.
I think people in your position and the people that are supporting your position are the hardest working people in politics, really, because you're not doing it for the money
Yeah.
or the national stage, or sometimes I guess people want to step up and up the political ladder, but somebody like you has just been doing this because you love South St. Paul and you're
Yeah.
from that area and you want to see it thrive. I mean, you're up against it. I
Yeah.
mean,
And we can't change, and thank you for that. And
Yeah.
I can't, if I were to go to the state, I can't influence that.
no.
Right? Like I can influence what I have here, and I think we're going to see. And if you want me to make a prediction about our governor's race, I would. But I think what we're going to see is some of those people out that are already in other jobs going, this is too much for me, and coming back and saying, I want to be effective like that, and get county jobs and get mayor jobs and get, state jobs versus the federal, the Congress.
What is your prediction? What's going to happen in Minneapolis and the state of Minnesota and the big? What do you think's going to happen?
This is just my
Yeah.
thought. People like Amy Klobuchar are tired of the fight and could come back to the state and win the governorship.
Mm-hmm.
And she could pull in somebody like Melvin Carter from the city to really re-energize this state with all the things that they've done. She's done.
Okay.
And so again, I don't know, maybe she could pick somebody else, but I think we might see somebody like that come into the state.
You
That would make
don't see
sense.
us going to the Socialist Communist Party?
Not at the governor. I mean, I don't think that. And ranked choice
mean-
voting, you should have a whole subject. You should do a ranked choice voting segment where you educate people about ranked choice voting, and then you have the regular vote discussion.
Well,
Because
when can you come back and do that?
I don't know that. I'm not an expert.
Because-
I'm not an expert on it at all. But when you look at ranked choice voting and what you get from ranked choice voting, you have a city of 500,000 in Minneapolis, and ward people are getting elected with 4,000 votes
Wow.
because of ranked choice voting. So I'm not a fan of our two-party system, but I'm also the ranked choice voting. I think is another is not it's not the way to go, because I think you get the best of the worst. Because their first choice doesn't get done, their second choice doesn't get done. We end up with the third choice sometimes
Yeah.
in some of those races, where they finally then have the votes, because the first people, didn't make the 50% cut, so they didn't go to the next round. So there you have opportunity for people who don't have to spend a lot of money. Then they can just go put their name on the ballot and go tell everybody to vote for me, number 2. Right? And then prove why they're the second best choice for them to have on it. And people say, all right, you know what, I really like our mayor, Fry. He's really good. And then I like this person because they said vote for number 2, because they would be fine with him as okay. And that's how it goes. And then he doesn't win the first. And the second guy gets in because they were number 2 and convince more people to be number 2. But I believe it would be an interesting conversation, because again, I don't know a lot about it, and I've been talked to by people that want us to try to do that in our city, and there's a group that goes out and tries to get cities to do it. But it'd be interesting, because again, I think that's how your comment of socialism.
Well, I read an
would
article.
move
I read
that
an
way.
article that the Democratic Party is moving towards that way. That younger people, that's what they want from the Democratic Party. That they want it as far left as possible, and the people that there's like almost the Democratic Party is an island to itself now. Nobody even really knows what it means anymore.
Yeah. So I door knocked all last year for, and just my 20,000 cities. I think there are more people in the middle than people, than the polls are saying,
I
or
hope so.
the groups are saying, because I do think, I have a lot of Democratic friends.
Okay.
I have heard them appreciate the Republican stances, but would not say that out loud and would not publicize that in any way and give credit for that, right? And vice versa, the Republican people, you just hear them talk, and I just go, gosh, can you just not be like that, right? Where it's they have some onus in it too. Their party has. It's not just
Absolutely.
one party,
No.
right? You can't blame the Democrats for everything.
No.
And
Well, in the
that's
state
what.
of Minnesota, you almost can, because there's hardly any Republicans.
Yeah, well,
So.
but is it? But again, I'm a elected official, so I may be biased, but just in my response to these kinds of things, it's just like, but can't we just turn it around? Can't we start just going, you know what? I'm gonna not stand on this bridge myself because I want this, or I promised it to my people,
Right.
and say, I'm going to go on your side for a little bit. Tell me about your side. and how it's going to help me, or help me tell your story to my
Right.
people, so that we can get this done. Or it looks like, instead of playing the games of politics that they play, right? There's an old trick that they do at the state where they have a bill, they create a bill and they make a big thing. They go out and this is it. We're going to go, this XYZ company, they've been getting us for too long. We've been paying in this $1 billion company. Look at their profits. And so my bill is going to be to help, or to not let XYZ do ABC. An XYZ company says, well, I'll call their lobbyist. Did you see what this guy's doing? He's making up a thing about us, and we know. So the lobbyist goes in there, and that guy goes, well, yep, I could kill that bill if you made a donation to that thing, or if you help me go to those guys and get this, and but I need proof before you do that. So then they go on the committee. When it's their committee and no cameras are on anymore, they kill the bill themselves. It never makes it out because they make this big thing and people go crazy and go, he's standing there,
So you
for
could
me.
actually shake down a corporation by saying that you're going to do a bill. You could just shake them down and get money.
Yeah. And
I mean,
corporations,
really, you
entities, cities, municipalities, you could do it for whatever, right? The state's trying to do it now with cities to try to take away our zoning control, where so that the state would have it, and if this passed, they've changed the name multiple times. We have a group of mayors that are just dedicated to following it to make sure that it's clean. And then what's happening in those bills is people that are authoring those will go to the other side and say, hey, I know you're against this, but if you would vote for this, I can get you something over here for your city. And they say, okay, well, I'm going to go against my party and I'm going to vote for that because I got $10 million for my city for this other thing that they put together, right? So they're getting their counterparts on the other side. That's not bipartisan work. That's payola, or that's giving them something fancy on the one side to get to go on the other side.
What was that movie? Wag the Dog?
Yeah,
It is.
Oh,
Wag
that
the
was a
Dog.
crisis. That was
Yeah.
crisis management, and to try to.
But it is kind of Wag the Dog.
That's the biggest deep fake. That's
Yeah.
the start of the deep fake.
Yep.
What do they say, Tom? They show you before they tell you. They show you what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
They showed us that in '98 or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And today we got AI and all the stuff that's the deep
Oh,
fake. That's like
God.
what that was,
Yep.
right? They're doing the bombings and the stuff, and people see that.
What's amazing to me is how things line up. You don't know they're going to line up. Like, I didn't know you were coming in today, but you coming in today actually worked out perfectly. Because,
Calendar.
well, no, but I don't.
He
look at
doesn't
the cal-
look.
I don't look at the calendar until I get here.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I can't say who this is. Can't even imply how I know them. But we're moving. So we got all this hubbub going on, blah, 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 all the rest of it. What I'm talking about is here, this whole thing has to do with, I don't understand why the far left and the far right are so pissed off at the world. They're the angriest, most horrible people on earth. An example. So I get a message from somebody I love dearly today. Well, I see you haven't called me in a while. It's really nice of you not to get back to me. And like I said, I'm running around like a lunatic.
Right.
Well, the first thing, the accusatory tone is like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like
Accusing me,
you're ignoring me. It's like
You're ignoring me.
everybody misses a text, right?
What about picking up the phone and calling?
Well-
if you really want to talk to somebody and they're really important to you, pick up the phone and call them, leave them a message, and 99% of the time they'll call you back.
I don't know if people under 35 ever call anybody.
I know, but our age people, you're
But the reason I bring this up is because I just want to know why people allow politics to run their lives the way they do. Because I did not reach out to this person because we're busy moving and doing this, that, and the
Not
other thing.
intentional. Yeah.
I had just talked to this person, about 4 days ago?
Well, and the text
that?
wasn't even a text that had to have a response. It was just kind of like a statement.
Yeah.
Right. And this
Or a
person,
meme, right?
Yeah.
This person said, well, why don't you look at it this way? You're ignoring me. I know you're ignoring me. So why don't you enjoy your money and your fame and don't call me?
Yeah.
I will.
Do you believe that?
Oh,
This is a
wow.
person I've known my whole life.
Wow.
And they're so far left now in their politics,
Yeah.
they're hateful as hell.
Yeah.
Now, I do understand that happens on the right as well.
Yeah.
But the hatred,
Well, so Dr. Jim,
Dr. Jim.
what I would recommend that you try in the tone that you're trying to get other people to do is call them back and say, there's a misunderstanding. Your relationship means a lot to me,
Right.
or it did, and I don't want it to end like that. So could we have a cup of coffee? Could we meet and just have a conversation? Because I don't want to end over text. I mean, Dr. Jim on the other side says, pound sand, you're dead to me. And you have that option, but in your tone, what you're trying to do and make politics not it, because politics isn't all. You're not about politics. You're not. You don't let it rule your. And maybe that would help them, and maybe they're struggling.
Well, and
maybe
then-
they're struggling
but
with something, right?
The biggest predictor of behavior is past behavior, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And he's been kicked out of bars for his.
I didn't say it was a man or a woman.
I know who it is. He has been kicked out of bars because he argues politics so much.
Non-stop.
He won't let it
And
go.
if you're in chat and asking me, I don't know, so
Yeah.
don't bother.
Again, it's.
I mean,
it's
it's just
that if they're important to you
calm
in your
down.
life, and I mean, even if you've known them for a long time and they're not important, then that's a statement that you could say too. But
No, I
in that tone of bringing people together, it's like I was just asked by somebody running against Mayor Carter. Don't know this guy from Adam, and I was introduced to him by another friend that said, hey, do you know this guy? He's running. You mayors should meet. So I said, hi. And we were talking for a couple minutes. And he says, you got any advice for me? And I said, well, have you called Melvin? And he said, no. Why would I? I said, well, that's kind of like a thing you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least have him see you and know who you are and that you're running against him. Or maybe you're not running against him, but maybe you're running for the job. And that's what you want to leave him with, And
I'm
he
not
had
sure if you're doing the Minnesota way right, because isn't the Minnesota way to never confront anybody about anything?
It is maybe that's.
There you
But
go.
again, when you're running, because again, maybe this guy wins.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know him and I don't know what he stands for, and I don't know. But and they have ranked choice voting there, so he's probably amongst a bunch of people.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, what if he does win? The transition's going to need to happen where you're going to need to know that guy. And would you rather have been the guy to just start talking first,
Right,
And
right.
be on the
agree.
at least
I agree
try.
with that,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
yes.
But because there again, it's changing the dynamics of what's going on. I don't have to be your enemy just because I want the same job.
I know.
We run against. We do that in life at work. We compete against our coworkers for promotions and stuff.
Sure.
Do you really hate them, and are they dead to you, and are they poison? And look what they did. They were a child beater.
Yeah.
You don't do all that. So why would you do that in this realm? And we could be,
Civil.
argue the points and argue policy, but leave kind of the personal stuff out of it and make
I
it.
really wish they would, honest to God.
Do we teach civics and ethics anymore in school?
I don't believe so.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wow.
Because
If
we
we
just would
did
like
that
to be
again.
civil.
Right.
Just be civil.
Right, and have conversations because again, that's what people remember the debates when you were in school and the
Oh,
debate
God,
team
yes.
would be out, and
Sure.
they were a certain group of individuals, and if you look at how they moved in their life, they were successful people,
Yeah,
right? And
right.
most people in debate
Right.
went in to be successful because
Right.
they had this energy about them, almost like a performance, almost like a game, football game, where they get real animated and
Sure.
real, they're excited about it, and that's, you can do that too. It's okay to get animated about your side and your position,
Right.
but then to turn that into evil and to send mean and hurtful texts to somebody that has their own stuff going. Who knows if you're
Yeah,
you're in a car wreck in Bolivia spending all your money,
Yeah.
I
then
feel- yeah. I
your
feel
wealth
like,
and fame.
I feel like when the cancel culture crap started on the internet, what is that? That's pre-COVID for
Yeah,
sure.
well, that's
At least 10 years.
It's
is-
at
isn't
least
that
10 years. That's kind of when everything
isn't that Al
fell
Franken?
apart.
Wasn't Al Franken the one of the first
No,
cancel culture?
It had been going around
Well,
for a
he
while.
was
but
canceled pretty, yeah.
And
when
again,
he
that-
that photo.
He was a high-profile one. For
And,
sure.
and for that one, I
That was
look
a
at that
while
and
ago.
go, we lost somebody who honestly was closer to the middle than anybody, and was able to talk to everybody.
yeah.
And
That was 2018, apparently.
gone because of a
2018.
photograph that happened in his comedian life before that. I think, my goodness,
I
now they're trying to
know.
point stuff back to Donald Trump and Epstein.
Oh no, photos
Yeah,
from
90
20 years ago. It's like, oh my God.
And
would you
Obama
stop?
did this to Trump, and now
yeah.
he's coming forward with all this.
Nancy
Like,
Pelosi just posted I don't even know how many paragraph tweet about how, the Epstein files are the most important thing, and she's going to get that unsealed, and she's going to do that. It's like, where have you been for the last 10
Yeah,
years?
that's the thing. It's like people are acting like the Epstein files are new, like they didn't exist 6 months ago.
And again,
Why
another
did-
divisive thing instead of saying,
Yeah, and people are falling for it because they're stupid.
No one gave a shit about it until, Donald Trump also, he said something about nobody cares about the Epstein
Yeah.
files anymore. Well, a lot of people thought that he sort of ran on the fact that he was going to release the Epstein files and they were
Yeah.
going to get to the bottom of it. And then all of a sudden he says that.
Well, he says
so
they don't
now,
exist.
So now they're just going to take that, what he said, and they're going to be like, oh, we can get rid of you now. This is going to be our Trojan horse. We're going to, now we give a shit about the Epstein files.
right, because you
Nobody
said
cared.
the opposite.
They didn't
Yeah,
care
I know.
for all of these years.
Right.
Not one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all
And
of a
it's
sudden.
convoluted, and we could be working on so many other things this country
Yep.
needs.
I know.
You know,
we spend
and-
so much time on bullshit.
Yeah.
One of the great moments in our lives is, how old were you when we went to the White House, Andy?
I don't know, 15, 16, something
15,
like
16. So they're giving us a little tour, and the press room is the old swimming pool. They just put boards over the swimming pool, and that's what the press room is now. So this one guy, and I don't know where you and I think you might have still been. No, you must not have been, because Andy and Alex weren't there. So the guy goes, "Hey, you want to see something?" I said, "Yeah, okay." He reaches over and he lifts up this piece of wood, and you can see the swimming pool there. No water in it, obviously, but he goes, "Do you know why that spot right there is important?" And I said, "No, why?" And he said, "That's where JFK and Marilyn Monroe had sex." Oh my Jesus!
Whoa. Because it was an indoor pool.
It was
right?
an indoor pool.
Back in the day. Isn't
I
it cool
hope-
being at the White House? Though? I mean,
Oh,
that's a
yeah,
great story.
it's
But there's so many
amazing.
others, and then you watch some of these shows.
The
and you're
Oval
like,
Office
I
is
was
very
there. I
cool.
saw that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and you're kind of. When I went, I was touching everything, and they said the guy's like, "Stop touching stuff."
Oh, did he?
Because I'm just like, this wall is like 100 years old. He's like, not really. They remodeled and such and such, you know. But all that.
Yeah, all
the
the
stairs
history.
all have cuts out,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
walking on it. And
Yeah.
when you go to the Capitol and they had that spot in the old chamber where whatever Senator Jackson said, this is our spot. We will never leave this spot. This is our chair will always be in this spot. And it come to find out, it was because the guy over there on the other side, he could hear them talking because of the acoustics of the thing.
Oh,
So he would
yeah.
pretend to be sleeping and listen to the conversations of all the guys over there. So he told them, "This is we're never leaving this spot. This is our state." And he didn't tell anybody. But then they sat there and he would pretend to sleep and listen. And then they changed. They went into the other chambers, and that's now the hall of the statues.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that, in that hall.
Yep.
I just was in D.C. not too long ago.
It's just a cool. I mean, DC to me,
It
is
is
just
amazing.
awesome. And whatever you think that's going on with the country today, and where we're going or whatever, it's still the greatest country
It is.
in the universe. And we're going to be 250 years old next
Yeah.
year. And there's so much good stuff that's still happening and still can happen. We have so much opportunity, right?
Yes.
And if we just would get together better. And I don't like how they're doing some of the stuff on both sides.
Both sides.
How they
I
take
agree.
control and they just own it and spend all the money, and then on the other side now they're going to retaliate against them. And meanwhile, you and me, who are trying to do this stuff, we're constantly
Yep.
flipping out the 20s, and
Right.
they're not our kids, right?
Right.
We're
Yeah.
just dumping money and all gas and groceries, you name it, all that stuff.
Yep. It's true.
Let's talk about something more fun.
We'll take a break first, and
All right.
we'll come back and wrap things up with something more fun. Let me tell you about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. When it comes to banking, it's all about trust, and that's what you get with them. They've been around since 1998. They've always made it clear they're here to give you a better banking experience with a focus on the local community. And you won't be dealing with some AI chatbot. You'll get straight answers and quick decisions from real people that know you and your situation and are always ready to help. So if you're tired of the big national banks and want something better, stop by and see my friends at North American Banking Company. Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. You're listening to us, your customers are listening to us, and they will hear us promote your business. The Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everyone in between. With the broad reach of the show and passionate following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales. We're back. Yeah, I just really wish that people wouldn't take their politics on either side and get so far right or left where they get angry. If you don't agree with me 100%, I'm very pissed off with you. Like, would you settle down?
There's no fun in that.
Or I get lumped in that I'm a Trumper.
Oh, do you?
And I laugh, when people say, "Oh, that guy, he's just," and then out of other people's mouths, he's such a Democrat.
Yeah, I know.
And I just laugh at it and go, what is the difference?
Absolutely.
Would it make you right? Because I don't do. I mean, I'm on for South St. Paul. If you haven't noticed,
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't pick a side, and I don't. If you're,
Well, you don't need to.
Right.
You run your show. That South St. Paul is a very nice city,
Thanks.
and that's how it should be.
yeah.
But these people in there, here's what I don't understand about people who are really into politics, and again, it's on both sides, the left and the right. The more you believe in it, the more hateful you get. It should be the exact opposite. The more you believe in your Republican or Democratic Party, the more understanding you should be.
Yeah.
We're not all the same. We didn't grow up the same.
Right.
I was put in a position, thank God, a long, long time ago, where people for a while, until one of the parties ruined that I was a prime example of what Minnesota's all about, because I came from nothing. My father was gone. I mean, there was a lot of poverty and struggle and
Right.
food stamps and all the rest of it. And I had the chance to just rise up and have this wonderful career. Everybody has that in Minnesota. And that's what I'd like to point out to people. If I can do it, you can do it. You got to pick the right position that you want to. I basically settled in on, I like to BS people, so that's why I'm so good.
Yeah. Well, I think radio. I think radio had that for all of us that are
Yep.
radio fans.
Yep.
The imagination, the creativity, I'll never forget. I told you this too. I was riding with Stanley Hubbard, driving him one day, and Stanley says, "Listen to Rush Limbaugh." He turns it off. He goes, "You know what this is?" And I'm like, right wing talk show host, like repeating what I hear on the,
Right,
what they're
right.
pushing. And
Yeah.
he says, "No, this is entertainment."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That's right.
taking a stance, he's taking a style, and he's doing it for entertainment. He says he doesn't believe half the stuff he's talking about.
No, there's no
Right?
question.
So Rush had,
Sure.
the inside people knew that Rush was created a character and a talking point and created, entertainment for people who by the millions would listen to the guy.
Oh, God, yeah, he was like-
similar to you. You
Yeah.
honed in on something that gravitated with people, the no nonsense and the great callers that would call and throw a story that seemed like you made that up. Yeah, there's no way you could make it up. The caller just called, right? And tell you this thing, and you guys take it to the next level, and pretty soon it's on a T-shirt at the state fair.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
cool stuff like that people then forever remember because they were driving to work and that call came in and the talk on talk or whatever the bits that would happen with you
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
And you created people. How many people through the other thing you think about careers you've touched?
Yeah, a lot of them. It's been
People
great.
shit on you, good and bad, for the stuff that you do. But you've got strong partnerships throughout the years. But you got, I think all the newscasters that you've connected with and
Oh,
been,
God, yeah.
been part of your show, either not even part of your show, but will call in or participate because they love listening to your show.
Don Shelby is a perfect example. He is way far left, but I love the guy and he loves me.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Not that I'm way far right or whatever. And I'm not going to get deeply into this whole situation, but I learned something from Tommy Mischke a couple of days ago. You ever been on Tommy's show?
Yes, I participated, but I haven't been on the new one. I hope
Yeah,
to get
just,
invited someday.
Oh yeah, he's out there. But
Were you on the show recently?
Yeah, it's on. It's running
Has it been
today. I think.
released? Oh, it's
Friday?
been released?
I think
Thursday,
it's,
Friday?
Okay.
Wednesday,
I think it's
Friday?
running today. I was on Monday.
Oh,
and I
okay.
think the show runs today.
Okay.
I will look.
I
if
will
it's
not
been
get
out.
too deeply into the story I'm talking about, but he said something just brilliant. He's a very smart guy anyway. But he brought up the fact that people attacked me because I was offended that a baby was drowned in a toilet. And that's as far as I'll go with it. But it did piss me off to no end. And then I was called a racist and a this and a that and blah, blah, blah. And Mishki said, why don't people really understand why you're so upset by that? And I said, no, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know if this will be part of what's on the show. He goes, do people not understand you got so upset because your father was mentally ill and that could have been you in that toilet? I didn't even realize that myself until he brought that up. That's what I was so upset about. I was like, that could have been me with that crazy son of a bitch father that I had. But Mishki just nailed it. I mean, he's really good.
Yeah, he's, again, an entertainer and,
Yeah,
and understands the assignment.
Yep, he
And
does.
for how many, again, like you, can carry that for decades. You know, I was a phantom caller on his show a long time ago before we became friendly, and so I would participate just like on your show, unasked, unscripted, uninvited. You know, not invited, but and those were the fun ones. And again, Don Shelby got him a couple times too, where it's like he didn't know what the hell's going on, and he goes into it, you know, and it's so great. Those are fun. Why don't we get a little radio station going in South St. Paul?
We should.
Get a little
I'll do
SSP. No, we used to have the CCO. They used to do the farm reports. There was a South St. Paul station back in the day, and I actually think there is a low watt FM signal that's available in that South Metro area.
I'll do mornings and we'll get it all going.
We can make it a community. The Frogtown station's doing it. They're making a community station. All these people are coming in and creating the content and doing the stuff. And they're managing it, and they're giving people opportunities to go in and have their own podcast or their music. You know, people are spinning discs,
really?
Old records, and I think they're paying for royalties each time.
Yeah, you got to do that.
They do. I don't have a blanket thing. I think they're putting lists together and stuff. But I'd be interested to know how they do that. But that would be a ton of fun to do. And actually, I thought about this the other day. We don't have it in South St. Paul's, the old historic stock exchange building, which turned into the historic Concord Exchange, which is a wedding venue and a 12-room hotel at the top.
Oh.
I thought, hey, let's turn that into a radio station.
Yeah.
Tommy B could live at the top. You could live at the top.
I wouldn't mind living in St. Paul.
Come down
far away from the grandkids.
elevator to do a show and have a dinner at the thing, and off you go.
Off you go.
Pickleball and bike riding.
There you go.
We'll have pickleball next year, and we already got the bike riding.
Well, thank you for coming all the way down. We got to have you on more often. You're not on often enough. You got to come back.
I'll come. We should do some fun bits. I mean, do you have a ability to do calls?
Oh, yeah.
Out?
Oh,
Why aren't we doing some fun?
Well, I think
calls.
I know you know a couple
that takes
of people.
planning.
Oh yeah, I got a plan, huh?
Got a plan.
Yeah.
I know you know a couple of people that used to call in on my morning show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, the outside stuff. Can you have a story for one bit?
Absolutely.
One story.
Yeah.
My friend Matt Wallace and I, who you've met too, we would do just crazy fun stuff just for ourselves to laugh. And we created all these stingers and noises and sounders for a radio station called B99. B99. You're listening to B99. We'll be right back. And he'd play a commercial. So we would call people, and we'd have all this stuff set up, and we'd call people and say, hey, this is B99. Do you want to be on our show? You randomly picked to win $1,000. Do you want to be on?
Ooh.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Great.
$1,000. Yep.
We're going to come back. We're going to talk to you and tell you the rules. Stay put. We put them on hold. There was no hold. We would then play B99. All today's hit music. All the stuff. So they think they're on a radio stuff. And then we'd come back and we'd have the announcer do it, and then we'd do the questions. And it was always like softballs. The first two were softballs, and then the third one was like, there ain't no way they're getting this answer. So okay, for $1,000, what is, and they ask a question, and there's no way they can get the answer because they didn't have Google
Right.
back then
Right.
or whatever, you know,
Right.
and it would be like, wah, wah, wah. Sorry, Bob, you know, thanks for listening to B99.
Bob.
And no, it
He's
never
over
went
there
out.
worth
It never,
B99.
yeah, it never went out anywhere. We never played that.
Oh.
It just was for him and me to have fun in his basement, I guess.
Having fun is a good thing.
Yes.
Well, come back.
Stay young, have fun. That's what I tell the
Yes,
neighbor
do
kids.
all of that. No question about it. Honestly, God, I love having you in because we always have fun, but we learn things too.
Yep.
That's the great part of it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for
Absolutely.
doing what you do.
Andy, we'll talk tomorrow.
We sure will.
All right,
Sure
thanks.
shall.
Bye.
Bye.